my people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video, since June lately has been looking up as a reading month. However, with that said, I will be going on vacation very soon, which is detrimental, usually historically, to the amount of books that I will read in a month, as well as to the amount of videos that I upload in a month. So fair warning, in case my uploading schedule is not as consistent as it usually is this month. So anyway, without any further ado, the first book on this list is called Skating on Mars. This book was on my May TBR, and it's a middle-grade contemporary following a young, non-binary ice skater who is skating in a binary society. I don't know if that made any sense at all, but basically I had really high expectations for this book because honestly I compared it to Anna on the Edge, which is a book with a very similar concept that I read 3 years ago. And I think that's why I didn't completely love this book as much as I really could have. Don't get me wrong, the queer representation was great, the friendships were lovely, the plot was intriguing and wonderful, and the ice skating elements were so well developed and so well paced. And overall, this author is very talented, and I would read more from them in the future. It's just that this story overall wasn't completely what I really wanted it to be, and that's completely my fault, my bad. So overall, I rated the story 3 out of 5 stars, so take that as you will. The next book on this list is called Basil and Oregano. This book is a YA fantasy graphic novel following a young sapphic main character who is attending a magical boarding school where magic and cooking are related. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. First of all, the magic was so immersive and the illustrations really made the world building come to life, and it was so intriguing and so interesting. The plot was so engaging and so well done. The sapphic romance was so cute and so well paced because it was rooted in such wonderful, well-developed, distinct main characters. Literally, this book was so good. The queer representation was awesome and it was so normalized and so casual. I love this book so much, but like the art was so pretty and so well done. Literally, this book is so fantastic and it's so wonderful. And I just really enjoyed it because I was so immersed in the story from the very beginning to the end, and everything about it just felt so wonderful and so well paced. So anyway, overall, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Ruby Code. This book is a middle-aged science fiction that follows a young boy who loves virtual reality video games, and one day he meets an AI who's been brought to life. This book is absolutely so good and it's so fantastic. Typically, I don't tend to read science fiction because it tends to be too confusing, but this book is written by an author that I'm super familiar with. And I've read, I think, all of her middle grade books before, and I've literally loved them so much. So when I heard about this book, I was literally so excited, and I'm so glad that this book absolutely lived up to the hype because, first of all, her world building was so intriguing and absolutely so interesting and so immersive. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. I loved their platonic dynamics so much. Literally, this book was so good. It was absolutely so awesome and so well developed in every single element. I was so intrigued and so immersed. I will gladly read more from this author in the future if she continues to write middle-grade stories, which I believe she will, and I will also continue reading this series if they're all sequels. So anyway, overall, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I will highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Land of Broken Promises. This book was on my June TBR, and it's a middle-grade contemporary historical fiction sequel to In This Beautiful Country, which I read last year. This book was so good, and I really enjoyed it because it was such a great, solid sequel. First of all, I loved the free verse format because the writing is literally so lyrical and so well done. The world building was so amazing, and all the characters were brought to life so well, and I loved the conversations about like immigration and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Because those conversations are so timely and so important. Like, despite the fact that this story is set in the 1980s, those conversations are still important today in 2023. I don't know if that made any sense at all, but basically overall, this book was so good and it was absolutely so fantastic. This author is so talented, and I can truly tell that she was speaking from her and her family's experiences. This book is so amazing and it's so important, and with that said, I really enjoyed it. So overall, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. I'm not sure if I would quite say that I prefer this book to the prequel, but anyway, overall, like I said, it was a really solid sequel, and with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called The Do and Donuts of Love. This story is a YA contemporary following a young, plus-size, queer Bangladeshi main character who enters a cooking reality TV show, well, a baking reality TV show to be more precise, and some of the other contestants include her ex-girlfriend as well as a new crush. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so excellent. However, with that said, I had really low expectations for this book, but this book absolutely exceeded those expectations, and I ended up enjoying it so much. I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoyed it. First of all, the main character is such a wonderful, well-developed, distinct main character, and I loved how the author chose to narrate this story in a first-person single perspective, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, all of her previous books have been in third person with multiple perspectives, and I just think that like first person with one perspective works so much better because it made the character so much more like real and authentic. If that makes any sense. The friendships were so lovely and so well done. The romance was so cute and so lovely. I even enjoyed all of the like reality TV elements. Those were well paced as well. This book is so amazing and it's so well done. And I just really enjoyed it. So overall, like I said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. And with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. So in conclusion, as you may or may not know, I tend to pre-film my videos in advance. So I have about 4 more videos to film for the rest of the month. But if I haven't finished those videos already, which I hope that I have by the time you're watching this video, there might be some gaps in my uploading schedule this month and possibly bleeding into next month. It's just that, like I said before, I'm going on vacation in less than a week. So I hope that while I'm on vacation, if I do decide to document that I get to upload that after we already get home. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But basically, overall, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the mushroom emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!